investing and they think it's investing, but it's really not investing. And I just thought that would just be kind of a great financial consciousness exercise for us to really talk about what is investing and what is not. I don't think I've done that particular discussion before, as you know, in case you don't know, basically money in the morning it's a stream of financial consciousness. I literally just get up in the morning and I let God tell me, what are you supposed to talk about today? And today that's what came up. And I'm going to start off by first mentioning some of you. I see Karen from Long Island. Who else is in here? I see. Okay. Renee from Evanston, Illinois, far from me. Claudia from London. Yes. By the way, if you live out of the country, I know you can't get on the text list. Those who live domestically, you can text the word morning to 87948. If you text morning to 87948, I can sometimes send you a wake up call, let you know that we're meeting for class. Also, I'll send you lots of free stuff from the Black Business School. If you can't get on the text list, you can go to drboyceelevate.com, drboyceelevate.com, because I know a lot of you live in other countries, and I want you to feel welcome too. Let's see, Eric from Grand Prairie, Texas. Antoinette, good to see you. Let's see here. Who else do I see? I see Nicole Tony. Good to see you. Dr. Nasir out of Florida. Bernetta, Atlanta, Brandon out of Omaha, Nebraska. I think Malcolm X was just accepted into the Nebraska Hall of Fame or something like that. And I thought that was somewhat progressive. You know, a lot of older white folks are trained to hate Malcolm X and they call him a racist and all this other stuff, which is obviously not true. And I was really surprised and impressed that Nebraska put him in the Hall of Fame, even though that's just symbolism, but it's meaningful symbolism to some extent. Hopefully that means more kids will learn about him. But then also at the same time, you go right down the block to Oklahoma. I don't know if you all saw that that Oklahoma just threw out the Black Wall Street lawsuit, where the people from the Black Wall Street incident in 1921 were trying to get reparations and they didn't give it to them. And this kind of speaks to what we're dealing with and what we're kind of up against. And I don't know what the answer to this is. I don't know what's going to fix this. I don't know when change is going to come and all this other stuff. I just know that I believe change is going to come when we make the change happen. I really do. I believe that when it comes to our economics, I think that's going to be our responsibility, even though other people should be playing a role, even though other people should be true allies and help us solve this problem. I just don't believe in allies, to be honest with you. I don't believe in I just don't. I don't think that we have people that really love us that much to where they're going to really do for us what we need to do for ourselves. I think that they should, and if you want my vote, you're going to have to do that. But a lot of people just aren't going to do that. They rather just talk about things than to actually do things. And so anyway, as I talk about the secrets of horrible investing, I want to ask you all this. Give me a yes or no in the chat. Yes or no. Answer me this question. How many of you know people who put a lot of money in really bad cryptocurrencies like Dogecoin and these 25-cent altcoins and stuff like that? And I mean lots of money. I mean, I get it if you dabble. I get it if you're just kind of messing around a little bit. But how many of you know somebody who really thinks that's going to be their big ticket? Like really feel like if this 25-cent coin goes to $2, then my money is going to triple flip in 2 weeks. That kind of thing. Give me a yes or no. All right. And another question I want to ask you is this. How many of you know somebody, or maybe it was yourself, who maybe made an investment in a business that just went belly up and they put way too much money in the business, like their whole like life savings or something, and the business flopped and they got kind of screwed financially from that? Give me a yes if you know people who are in that category. My friend started a bakery and I just put everything into the bakery and the bakery failed. After we spent 3 or 4 years working our butts off to try to save it, it just didn't work out. All right. So what I want to do is kind of share something that I hope it's not stupid. But I don't know, for some reason I was feeling frisky this morning, and to make the point about horrible investing, I actually did a little skit. And so I know y'all go, I'm not a comedian, but some stuff is just funny. And if you live my life, you would know how hilarious my life is, because I meet a lot of people that do things that where I'm sitting here and I'm confused. I end up very confused. And so anyway, I put it on my Instagram. My Instagram is Dr. Boyce Finance. If you want to follow on the gram, and I'm just gonna share it. I'm just gonna share it. And if it's not, if you don't like, if you think it's stupid, then just don't say it because it'll hurt my feelings. But I'm gonna play it for you guys, and I want you guys to let me know if you can hear the skit. So give me 1 second here. I'm gonna try to pull it up. If my laptop acts right, I'm on the road right now, and y'all can hear me, by the way. By the way, give me a yes if you can hear me. Okay. If you can't hear me, then I guess you won't say anything. But give me a quick yes to let me know my audio's coming through good. And I'm gonna pull this up. So let me share my screen, and I will share this with you. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you for the feedback. I appreciate that. All right, so here we go. Let's see. All right, we are on Dr. Boyce Finance. That's my Instagram, and that's me on the screen. All right, so let me turn this up a little bit. All right, here goes nothing. Here we go. You guys are the first ones to see this, by the way. I made it this morning, so here we go. Uh-oh, wait, see, I already messed it up. No audio. Let me hit that button. Okay, let me do it again.
Man, Dr. Boyce, investing is a bunch of bullcrap. It's a bunch of bullcrap. I've been investing like crazy. You've been investing like crazy. I invested in my cousin's liquor store. I bought me a whole lot, about $50,000 worth of Dogecoin. You think that's investing? I was in the whole blessing loom. You know, we got to bless the community. I got the emails. I forwarded the emails. I put in my $400 that was supposed to turn into $40,000. If all four of us had put in our $4,000, we would have had $40,000 apiece. Blessing. All right. So I think this investing stuff is stupid, man. You're up here lying to people. I hate to tell you this, man, but that's not really investing. What? A lot of the get rich quick schemes that you see on the internet, that doesn't count as investing. That's not even good gambling. Even good gambling is not that because your cousin got bad credit and he's never run a business before, because he was, you know, after the 10 years in jail, it was hard to run a business in jail. The blessing loom, that's what they call a pyramid scheme. Those are illegal. Let me just tell you for a second about investing, man. Look, investing is actually when you make consistent investments in things that are solid, like the S&P 500, real estate, a healthy small business, things like that. And it doesn't happen overnight. I hate to tell you this, my friend, but to really build wealth, you're gonna have to make a sacrifice. Well, you know, I'm trying hard, and so you're saying you're saying that liquor stores and Dogecoin that's not okay. All right, you're slow and steady. You want to make that steady money, that sturdy money, not that fake fast money, because that fast money, it is the won't last money. And come see us in the Black Business School. I teach a class every single morning, Economic Elevation. It's totally free. You can join us, man. Just go to that link. Man, thanks, Dr. Boyce. I'm gonna see you in class, brother.
All right.
Man, Dr. Boyce.
Okay, so there we go. Sometimes it's fun to laugh about stuff. I'm not making fun of anybody who's ever fallen for any of that, right? I'm not making fun of anybody. It might have seemed like that I'm doing that. I'm not trying to do that. I just wanted us to start the day, hopefully with a little bit of a laugh. Y'all were able to hear it. Okay, I saw one person said they couldn't hear it. I hope you could hear it. If you couldn't hear it, it's on my Instagram, which is Dr. Boyce Finance. I have a backup at Dr. Boyce Money. So yeah. So anyway, and I thought that song from I'd seen this comedian use that song one time from Set It Off when Cleo got shot and everybody was crying. And I thought that was like the funniest thing. Not funny, but that's like a great way to describe, because that's what happens sometimes. I think sometimes it is hard. It's hard. Sometimes I have to go through the horrible task of busting somebody's bubble, where they really feel like they own to something good. And I kid you not, I go around the world and I just meet people, and I meet so many people who have a plan on how they're going to save the whole Black community. I kid you. I could probably say I've met at least 2,000 people that I've talked to over the years who come to me with the master plan. Like, this is gonna save us. And I love it, though. You solve problems. But sometimes it's like, I'm sitting here and I just sit and I'll be listening. I'll be like, Okay, all right. So I don't know where to begin. I don't even want to because sometimes people get mad. They get mad at you, and I'll be like, that's not going to work. That doesn't make sense. And so when you're talking about investing, one of the biggest things I just want to tell y'all, and I hate saying it like this, is that it's really hard to build anything sturdy, particularly in the world of finance. It's hard to build anything sturdy if you if you're not willing to sacrifice. If you're not willing to sacrifice, then you're typically going to have to sacrifice some resources and some time. Most good investments, most true wealth building takes time. It's not this fast money stuff. And so in the pandemic, you saw a lot of people that got locked up inside the house, and suddenly everybody's like, "Oh, there's this Robinhood app. I'm going to get on Robinhood and I'm going to start investing." And what they did when they were investing was they were buying a bunch of stock options on GameStop, a stock that's worth practically nothing. It's worth very little. AMC is worth about a penny, and they were pushing the price up because everybody was buying these stocks. And the goal was to basically buy these out of the money call options, right? So you buy these out of the money call options, which are basically like little lottery tickets. And in your head, you're thinking the obvious, which I get it. It's like, okay, if I buy $300 worth of these call options, then that can turn into $3,000 in a week. Well, it's usually not going to happen. The dream is usually not going to come true. And so that quick money, that fast money, that overnight money, it doesn't typically happen when it comes to investing. And then also the absolute worst stuff I saw that was on the rise during the pandemic were those blessing looms. Did anybody see those where you get those emails and people hijack like black empowerment language in the emails, and they'll say we got to look out for each other, and this is how only way our community can grow is through generational wealth and group economics and I'm not making fun of anybody who got into it, but I'm gonna just tell you the math wasn't even mathing. The math was crazy. The math would be like, if you put in $400, that $400 would turn into $40,000, and then the $40,000 would turn into $8.7 million. And I'll be sitting there. I was sitting there. I had a piece of paper and a pen, and I was like, how is it that 30 people can put $100 a piece? 30 times 100 is 3,000, but they all gonna get 50,000 each. I don't understand that. That's some old Jesus. Jesus took the one piece of bread and fed 300 people or something. I said, somebody's not going to eat. Somebody's going to starve. Now, somebody eats, and you know who eats? The people that eat in these pyramid schemes are the people that start the scheme, the people in the middle. The people that eat first are the ones who get to eat. The ones who come in last, who get that FOMO and they jump in because everybody else is doing it, those are the ones who end up losing their money. And the same thing is actually even true for a lot of MLMs. I'm not anti-MLM. I know some of you are affiliated, and I have nothing negative to say about any of that. But I will say that there is a thin legal line between a legitimate MLM and a pyramid scheme. A legitimate MLM, the only thing that divides the two is that the legitimate MLMs have been able to prove that they make more money by actually selling the product than they make by recruiting people. The MLMs that are illegal, that become pyramid schemes, are the ones that make the most money by recruiting people as opposed to actually selling a real product. I honestly, a lot of times the line is very, very blurry. Like Amway, stuff like that. A lot of these situations, what studies show is that the people at the top of the pyramid do really, really well. So that's why they can have these big conventions where everybody's super excited because they're pumped up about the possibility of making money. But if you go through and you say, how many of you have actually made money? A lot of them are going to say no. They're going to say, no, I haven't made money, but MLM stands for multi-level marketing, by the way. And again, I'm not speaking anti-MLM here. So if you're in an MLM, please don't send me an email with long explanations. And I'm not saying do your thing. And if it works for you, if you're seeing the money, then keep on seeing the money. Do you understand? If you see the money and you can be the money, then I want you to have the money, okay? But I want you to know the difference between real money and imaginary money. Do you understand? Like that's one part of consciousness is always being conscious and aware of the difference between something that has already happened versus something that someone tells you might possibly happen if you keep on investing in them. right? Because a lot of people end up losing that way. They'll keep doing something. They'll keep on doing the same thing because somebody will say, if you keep on doing it, you keep on doing it, you keep on, they'll hijack even language that we might use in this class. They'll say, if you keep making the, Dr. Boyce says that wealth requires sacrifice. So you got to keep on sacrificing. And then one day you'll get the wealth. The problem is that for most people, the gold is not at the end of the rainbow. So that's why, again, I'm not a financial influencer. I never wanted to be a financial influencer. I'm a financial scientist. That's my doctorate's in this stuff. That's why I go out of my way when I talk to you about things. I try to make it clear, like, no, here's the direct path. Here's the proof. Here's the data. Here's the research. Here's what the research says, that if you invest the equivalent of $5 a day for yourself or for your child, and you do that over a 30-year period, you will have insane amounts of wealth. In fact, in the first 10 years, you'll be wealthier than most people. You understand? In the first 10 years, you'll be ahead of most people. You'll have over $20,000 liquid, most likely, somewhere around there, give or take a few thousand or whatever. It depends on how the market does, but you'll be ahead of most people in the first decade. And then if you do that consistently as a family culture, the same way you consistently pay your light bill, you consistently pay your car note, you consistently pay your cell phone bill, you consistently pay that landlord, you consistently pay all these other people. I'm just telling you to consistently pay yourself. That's where the wealth comes from, right? So these are things where I think proof is very important, because there's so many scams and so many just things that are built off of really selling hope and possibility, right? And so effectively, what I want you to really be conscious of is that there's a lot of stuff out here that people call investing that isn't investing at all. And just like I said in that little skit, it not only is it not investing, it ain't even good gambling. It ain't even good gambling. Some of that stuff is the markets. When people say, well, Dr. West, the financial markets are manipulated, I say absolutely. Crypto markets are manipulated. Just like if I go to LA and I go to the wrong street, I could get robbed. If I go to the wrong street in LA, I could get robbed, I could get killed. But that don't mean I'm gonna get killed just because I went to LA. Say if I go to LA all the time, and I don't think I ever got killed unless I'm speaking to you as a ghost. Okay, I don't think I ever got killed, but then again, maybe dead people don't even know that they're dead. So maybe I'm doing a podcast from heaven, and I don't even realize I'm dead. I don't know. But what I'm saying to you is that at the end of the day, what I want you to know is the difference between real investing and fake investing. Your cousin's liquor store that you put your life savings into, that's not healthy investing. That's very, very risky. A lot of us will put a lot of money into something that where there's no proof of concept. Right? For example, a lot of people think that if I have the best idea in the world, I can go to a bank or go to my family or go to somebody and they'll put money behind my idea. That almost never, ever happens. That almost never happens. An idea is just an idea. And if you haven't got a track record to show that you have that you've been able to execute an idea, that you've been willing to sit there and spend years and years and years implementing the idea to refine it, to make it work, then a lot of people aren't going to invest in you. There's a big difference. I mentor a young man who's about 20 years old. He's been working for me for about 2 or 3 years. And he really wanted to work for me, and I said, working for me is hard because I don't have a lot of time for BS. So just do what you're supposed to do, so I don't have to fire you, because I had to fire some of my kids. I hire my kids. I eventually hire them back, but I'll say, okay, you ain't ready. We'll talk again in 5 years. Maybe you'll be ready then. And I was telling him, I said, one thing I need you to understand is I need you to realize that if we're working together, I need you to not BS me. Do not play with me. Do not lie to me. Do not tell me that you're going to finish something and you don't do it. Do not bring me a bunch of excuses. Because I said there's different types of people in the world. There's people that really get things done, that really make money or whatever it is. And then there's people that talk about it, and then people that plan to do things and don't actually finish. I said, I like to believe I'm in that latter category. I like to believe that the things I work on are real and that they actually get finished, and that that some of them generate real revenue or whatever. And because I've got real people to feed. Everything has to be real. It can't be built on excuses or just a bunch of talk or whatever. I said, and what you'll find is that people who are really getting real things done, they're very busy and they don't have time for BS. A lot of times people that are getting real things done, they can smell BS. They know the difference between a talker and a doer. They just do. That's why I talked to you guys about, how Diddy used to do all that talking about what he was going to do, and then it would never actually happen. And so what I'm saying to you is I want you to have, just as an awareness, from an awareness standpoint, know the difference between the people in your life who really, really are built on substance versus those that are built on talking and flash. Because there's a lot of emotional energy in the world and in our community. I think that our people are very spiritual, emotional people. So when you get together, there's a lot of like excitement and like, we gonna do this and we gonna do that. A lot of AC Salam is a great term, future talking. Like this is what we gonna do and we gonna do this and do that and do that. And sometimes, unfortunately, if you're not trained or raised to have the discipline to connect your energy with your actions, then nothing happens. There's just a bunch of talking and then it all just dissipates. Like when we started the All Black National Convention, a lot of people were like, oh, they're just gonna get together and talk and do a rah-rah and then everybody's gonna go home. It's like, no. We're really completing things. We're getting things done, real things done. I can show you what we're doing, right? So really, I want you to just know the difference between the two. The energy and the enthusiasm is incredibly important. It can be the initial spark that really gets you going, but the thing that drives you long term is going to have to be discipline. There's going to have to be some discipline. So when you talk about investing, and I'm actually going to, so some of you just came in, so I'm going to play the skit one more time. Since y'all seem to like it, did y'all like it? It seems like y'all liked it. I don't know. I hope you liked it. Anyway, since y'all seem to like it, I saw a lot of your comments, but then again, I guess the people who thought it was stupid are going to be quiet. I have no idea. But anyway, I'm going to play it one more time, and then, but then I want us to really sort of examine it in terms of understanding what's being said here, so you'll get it. And also, I don't want anybody to be offended by this. Please don't get offended if you've made these mistakes. We all make mistakes. We all do things wrong. We all mess it up sometimes. So don't think I'm blasting you or dogging you or whatever. Okay. So let me share the screen one more time. And again, this skit is on my Instagram, which is Dr. Boyce Finance. And also, I want to remind everybody, make sure you get on that text list so I can text you in the morning when we have class. You can do that by texting the word morning, MORNING, to 87948, and you'll be on the list. That's morning to 87948. All right, so here we go. It's called The Secret to Horrible Investing. All right, so let me hit that play button again. Okay, there we go.
And Dr. Boyce, investing is a bunch of bullcrap. It's a bunch of bullcrap. I've been investing like crazy. You've been investing like crazy. I invested in my cousin's liquor store. I bought me a whole lot, about $50,000 worth of Dogecoin. You think that's investing? I was in the whole blessing loom. We got to bless the community. I got the emails. I forwarded the emails. I put in my $400 that was supposed to turn into $40,000. If all four of us had put in our $4,000, we would have had $40,000 apiece. Blessing. All right. So I think this investing stuff is stupid, man. You're up here lying to people. I hate to tell you this, man, but that's not really investing. What? A lot of the get-rich-quick schemes that you see on the internet, that doesn't count as investing. That's not even good gambling. Even good gambling is not that because your cousin got bad credit and he's never run a business before, because he was, after the 10 years in jail, it was hard to run a business in jail. The blessing loom, that's what they call a pyramid scheme. Those are illegal. Let me just tell you for a second about investing, man. Look, investing is actually when you make consistent investments in things that are solid, like the S&P 500, real estate, a healthy small business, things like that. And it doesn't happen overnight. I hate to tell you this, my friend, but to really build wealth, you're gonna have to make a sacrifice. Well, I'm trying hard, and So you're saying that liquor stores and Dogecoin that's not okay. All right, you're slow and steady. You want to make that steady money, that sturdy money, not that fake fast money, because that fast money, it is the won't last money. And come see us in the Black Business School. I teach a class every single morning, Economic Elevation. It's totally free. You can join us, man. Just go to that link. Man, thanks, Dr. Boyce. I'm gonna see you in class, brother.
All right. Anyway, so just to kind of summarize, and I appreciate y'all. I felt a little bit weird sharing it, but I didn't share it with anybody yet. So y'all the first ones. So ultimately, what I'll say to you is the point of that. And again, I'm not making fun of your of anybody that dealt with incarceration, because that was big in my family. My father went to prison, and also my older brother / uncle went to prison. So not making fun of that at all. But what I will say though is, if you point to the first point about investing in your family and or your friends' business or whatever, it's okay to support each other and to help each other out, but there's a process, right? There should be good contracts. You should make sure that the person is a good steward of your resources. The other thing that people don't really think about a lot is liquidity. And we talked about liquidity and what liquidity is. All liquidity really is how easily can something be converted into cash? If I make an investment in your business, can I, if I make an investment in your business, can I get my money out if I need it? If I can't get my money out, then my money is going to be tied up. And so that is one of the factors in investing, whether you're talking about your business or somebody else's business, that you really want to keep in mind. So one of the reasons, for example, I like selling stock options is because you can set up something that's the equivalent of a business that doesn't require much work and has a really good ROI. And also it's incredibly liquid. So liquidity is something to think about. Same thing when you talk about even real estate deals. I know people that have gotten into real estate deals and cannot get out. I sat there one time with a brother who reached out. He wanted to do a one-on-one consultation with me, and we were talking. And he said, I had $750,000 saved, and I put it all into a real estate deal, and I can't get my money out, and the deal's not going well. And I said, well, gosh, I wish we could build a time machine, because you probably should have talked to me before you put the money out there, right? And then there's a lot of other dynamics. Like I was like, your life savings, like all of your money, one investment. Again, not to make fun of him, but what I will say is that violates one of the most fundamental rules of investing, that you don't put all your eggs in one basket. Never do that. You never put all your money in one place, ever, ever, ever. How many of y'all remember Enron? Anybody remember Enron? How many of y'all old enough? It's about 25 years ago. Anybody remember Enron? Do you know that a lot of Enron employees got wiped out because they had the majority of their retirement savings in Enron stock? And Enron was basically doing whatever they were doing was so illegal that I think the CEO went to prison, the CFO went to prison. It was that bad. And all these people lost everything. And I think that what happened was, the feeling was that, well, look, the stock has done really well all this time. I might as well keep all my money in that stock. No. When you are fortunate enough, when you've been blessed enough to have one investment that blows up and does really well, the first thought that should come to mind is, how do I spread my money out so I can protect my assets? You have to do that. You do not want to say, I'm gonna let it ride. You go to Vegas and you get lucky. I'll use even a Vegas analogy. And you get lucky. You put down, I don't know, $100, and that 100 turns into 20,000 or something like that, and it's your lucky day. The worst thing in the world to do is to say, let me bet the whole 20,000 and see if I can turn it into 100. You want to then go into protection mode. Just like in sports, a lot of y'all know in sports, I watched the Celtics and the Mavericks play last night. The Celtics are just kicking the Mavericks' butt. And when the Celtics got the lead, and it was a big lead, the goal at that point is not to extend the lead. The goal is to protect the lead, right? So when you get the lead in investing, your mindset must shift to protection mode. People like the Warren Buffetts of the world, they're not trying to get rich. They're spending their energy trying to stay rich. So when you find that good opportunity, which you will, because your economic awareness is higher, because we've been hanging out every morning. So you're going to see the opportunities. When you can see the money, you'll eventually be the money. Eventually, you will be blessed with some opportunity that's going to walk by you. And because your economic awareness is high, you will see the opportunity. You won't be poor. You won't be poor. Poor stands for what? What does poor stand for? Passing over opportunities repeatedly. Poor people tend to not have strong economic awareness. Not making fun of people that are poor. I was born poor. I grew up poor. But what I'm saying though is that at some point you have to understand that poor is also a mindset. So if all I'm doing is getting on the internet and paying attention to everything other than my economic stability and my economic success, then I'm not going to be very good at spotting economic opportunities. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, how can I be good at something that I'm not even conscious of trying to get better at? How am I going to be good at anything if I don't practice? If you don't practice, then you'll never be good. You can't be good at something that you're practicing. What kind of world do you think we live in? It doesn't work that way. So what I'm saying is the fact that you've been practicing, and I applaud you for that, means your awareness is higher. When your awareness is higher, you see things other people don't see, and when you see things other people don't see, you're gonna you see an opportunity, grab it. It's gonna turn out well for you. And then what I pray for you, what I really want you to do is once you get that opportunity, is I want you to go into protection mode to say, okay, now I got something good. Let me protect it. And it might not even be just money, right? I got an opportunity to be with my wife and marry her. I said, I got something good. Let me figure out how to protect it. Let me go ahead and lock down this asset in my life called Dr. Alicia Watkins, and let me protect that. So a lot of times when you get those wins in investing, it's not just in the form of money. Remember, most wealth is not money. Never ever forget that. Okay. All right. So anyway, that's it, guys. I'm gonna finish up for today. I try to keep these in 30 to 45-minute chunks. Thank you for for being kind about my little skit. Again, I'm not no comedian, but sometimes it's fun to laugh about stuff. So now that y'all kind of pumped me up, I might do another one at some point. And also, just a reminder, tonight we are doing Prime 101. If you want to learn how to generate income selling stock options, it's a great way to make money. We're doing something for beginners, and so I will text you all a link if you'd like to join us. And some of you are already in the Prime program. Prime members get in for free, and I'll send you guys a text. And if you are not on the text list, here's how you get on there. Just text the word morning to 87948. Text morning to the number 87948. I'll send the link out this afternoon. We're going to meet tonight at 8 p.m. And those of you that are in the Prime program, log in because I put a new moneymaker grid in there in terms of stocks that where you can sell the options and make some money. It's a really great way to make money. It's how I make my money. So if you're curious, I encourage you to take a look. I think you're going to like what you see. So anyway, guys, I'm out of here. God bless you. And it was cool to hang out with you. And I hope you have a wonderful day. I'll see you guys soon. Take care now. Bye-bye.